The chapter The Prodigal Son. Jesus Christ spoke to his disciples in parables. These are stories which have a hidden meaning and a very special message. The parable of the prodigal son is one of the best known parables of Jesus in the New Testament of the Bible, which tells us about the life of Jesus. So let's start the story. The prodigal son. Prodigal means wastefully extravagant or a person that spends money recklessly. So let's start the story now. There was once a man who had two sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me my share of the property." Though the man was sad, he divided his property between his two sons. The younger son took his share and left the home. He started enjoying himself and spending all his money. He wasted it on his friends and parties. Soon he was left with nothing, no money, no shelter, no friends. When the country suffered a great famine, he was in need of money. Here, the word famine means a shortage of food. He had to work hard to earn a living. He began to work for a man who sent him to his fields to feed the pigs. He longed for food and was even ready to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating. So, here the meaning of a living is to do a job to earn money. The boy started earning money by working in a farmer's field where he had to take care of the pigs. Here, the meaning of the pod means beans or seeds. So, as he was not getting food, he was even ready to eat the leftover of the pigs. By now, he had come to his senses. He realized that he never had to face such problems when he was with his father. He remembered how the men who worked in his father's field had plenty to eat, and here he was starving to death. To come to his senses means he finally realized the reality that when he was with his father, he never faced such situation. In fact, the people who worked at his father's farm, they had enough food to eat. But right now, he was at some other place and he was starving to death. Starving to death means that he was not getting food, and because of hunger, he could even die. He thought to himself, "I will go back to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy of being called your son. Take me back as a servant and let me live as one of your hired men.'" So here, this younger son, he just decided that he would go back to his father and he would apologize by saying that he has sinned against the heaven and against him. Here, the word sin means to commit a crime or to break the rule. So, this way, he decided to go back to his father and to plead to keep him there as a servant. He wanted to go back home and say sorry to his father. All he wanted was for his father to forgive him. So he returned home. His father saw him coming from afar. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and welcomed him home. The son apologized to his father, saying, "I am a sinner and I have no right to be called your son." When the younger son reached his father, he apologized to his father. Apologize means to say sorry. The father, however, was very happy to have his son back, that he could not wait to celebrate his return. He said to his servants, "Bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Let's have a feast and celebrate. I have my son with me again." The entire household started making preparations for the party, which was going to be a grand celebration. A little while later, the party began. So, when the son arrived, the father welcomed him. In fact, he wanted to celebrate his son's return by throwing a party. Therefore, he asked the servants to prepare for the party, and the celebration began. Meanwhile, the older son was working in the field. When he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. "Your brother has come back home," the servant replied. "Your father is celebrating his return." So when the older son came back from the field, he heard the music and dancing. And then he called one of the servants and asked the reason. The servant told him that his younger brother had returned and his father was celebrating his return by throwing a party. The older brother became angry and refused to go in and be a part of the celebrations. His father went out and pleaded with him. He said to his father, "All these years I've worked hard for you, been by your side, and done all that you have wanted me to. Yet you never rewarded me in any way. All my brother has never been there for you and has wasted your money, and yet you welcome him with open arms." When the older brother didn't go inside, the father came there, and then the older brother, he asked his father that why he was celebrating his younger son's return, whereas he was the one who was always with him and who always supported him. And then the father was there to reply. "My son," said the father, "you're always with me and everything I have is yours. But we have to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours had been dead to us for so long. Now he is alive again and has come back to us. He had lost his way but has found it again. That is what we must celebrate." So, to answer, the father said that this younger son and your younger brother, he was dead for a long time, but now he is back. So that is why we have to celebrate that now he is alive. So here the story ends. I hope you liked the story. Thank you very much.